there's a handful of sequels that you could actually say could be considered better than the original. You know, you go all the way back to Bride of Frankenstein, Godfather Part 2, The Empire Strikes Back, Aliens, The Dark Knight, and I would definitely include Terminator 2 Judgment Day. And that's not an easy thing to do because all those movies I mentioned, all of them are classic, great films. So when you think of sequels, usually you're thinking of cash cow. You know, it's a cash grab. They're trying to make money, and it's usually not as good as the original. Almost most sequels aren't as good as the original. But T2 and the movies I mentioned, they're the exception to the rules. And what makes a good sequel? What makes a good sequel is to try to be as good and creative of a story as the first one. But what makes a great sequel, to me, is you're expanding the world, you're expanding the universe. The characters go deeper. You're not exactly giving them what they came for, but you're giving them more of what they came for to see. Doing a great sequel allows you to explore your own thought as a creator. What is it about this story? What is it about this world you want to tell? And usually the first movie is always kind of the setup. T2 does that. Terminator 2 does that. It explores that universe um, based off of a great premise in the first Terminator, which is a Terminator from the future comes back to in time to kill off John Connor, the resistant leader that eventually wins the war against the machines. James Cameron found a way through his screenplay to kind of retell the same story as he did in Terminator, but kind of switch things around with a bigger budget and with incredible special effects. He was able to open up the world of Terminator and give you even more of and kind of turn a horror film into an action film, one of the best action films of the 90s, probably one of my all-time favorite action films ever put on screen. And he also gave you heart in a relationship between the Terminator and young John Connor. This is not only a great Terminator sequel, but this is just a great movie in general.